Hey everybody, it's Fish, and I'm here talking on behalf of Wyndham Votes about rolling out the vote in Wyndham County and just how incredibly easy it is to mail in your vote, at least here in Wyndham County. So we'll be talking to a series of town clerks throughout the entire county just to assure you that voting here is just as easy as putting a stamp on it and sending it in. Let's get started. All right, welcome back to Wyndham Votes. Right now, we are talking to the Brattleboro Town Clerk, Hilary Francis, and we are going to be talking about how to vote in Brattleboro. Now, I'm asking everybody the same questions. We've talked about this. We've got a few things that we're going to hit before we part today, but mail-in ballots are going to be going out the second and third week of September. So, what does a person do if they don't receive a ballot, and kind of what is that line of distinction between saying I haven't received my ballot?
Yeah, so the Secretary of State's office is mailing out ballots towards the middle to end of September. We're anticipating people receiving them beginning of October. I'd say if you don't receive them by the end of the first week, beginning of second week of October, give us a call. It's a simple process. We'll arrange to get you a new ballot. There's a simple affidavit that you need to sign indicating that you did not receive or you no longer have your ballot, and we need that signature in order to issue you a new one. But it's a simple process, and we've done it before.
Okay, great. So let's say they come down, they get a new ballot from you at the town clerk's office, and then they go home, and then their ballot's in the mail. Oh, it came. I just wasn't patient enough. What's the procedure? What happens?
Again, give us a call. We will direct you to return both ballots to us, one filled out, one not with a note on it, and we'll dispose of that. So again, that happened in August as well. Not a lot, but it did happen, and people found their ballots that they had requested super early after they came and signed the affidavit. But we have a code on the envelope that indicates who the ballot went to, as well as people needing to sign the envelope. So we'll be able to see, wait a second, 2 ballots came back from the same person, what happened? And we'll be able to look into it and inquire. So don't vote both ballots and send them in, because both won't count.
Right, just one will.
Yep.
Okay, great. Now, Town of Brattleboro, does it have a drop box?
Absolutely. In the municipal center parking lot is what looks like a post office box, but it's brown instead of blue. And as soon as ballots go out, we'll put in big letters, ballots here, on 3 sides of it. So it's hard to miss. We used it for the primary. People loved it. It's checked numerous times a day and very secure.
Okay, great. Now, can they drop their ballots off in person if somebody's not comfortable with dropping it in that brown box? Can they come to the town clerk's office and drop it off in person?
Our doors are closed to the public, so
Right.
they would need to make an appointment for us to meet them out in the parking lot. Our preference would be for them to use the drop box, because we are going to be really busy. And if we're going out every time somebody wants to hand deliver us a ballot, it's going to be a little bit challenging. Right. Again, the drop box is secure. They can also bring their ballot to the polling place on election day, if that's the preference, and we'll have a box outside there as well, with an election worker stationed there. So that's an option too. So there's mail, there's the drop box in our parking lot, or there's bring it to the polls.
And of course, everybody here at Wyndham Votes, we're urging everybody to, when you get that ballot, to turn it right around. So if you just want to drop it in the mail, it leaves ample time to get there. And you've answered my next question about how late you can drop off your ballot, which is on November 3rd itself, right at the polling place.
Until 7 p.m. when the polls close. Okay. For the primaries, we had somebody literally drop their ballot off at 7 o'clock.
That to me is just a rock star getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the polling places, and what would the hours of operation be?
So polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on November 3rd. In Brattleboro, we have one polling location, which has been the case for years, and it's at the American Legion, which is 32 Linden Street.
All right, great. And We also wanted to cover a defective ballot before we parted ways. So let us give us some insight as to what a defective ballot is.
Yeah, so a defective ballot is ultimately one that can't be counted for a variety of reasons. For the primary, there were a lot more rules involved, instructions that you had to follow. For the general elections, it's simpler. There's one ballot, so you don't have to choose between three. You're just literally voting one ballot. And then you are sent an envelope that looks like this.
Okay.
You need to put your ballot inside of this envelope and you need to sign the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. As long as that happens, as long as we receive this envelope with your ballot inside of it and it's signed, those were most of the reasons why ballots were defective with the primary. They weren't signed, the ballot wasn't inside. Follow those simple instructions and there should be no reason why your ballot doesn't count.
Hilary Francis, the town clerk of Brattleboro. Thank you for jumping on and educating the town of Brattleboro as to how to properly vote.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.